I thought that was
What are you
obvious.
guys doing?
We're just having an arm wrestling competition, Dan.
Why? This is a video.
Oh,
I'm trying
really?
to record here.
Oh.
Damn, I'm sorry, bro. Sit down. Get in your
Okay,
seat.
alright.
I'm trying to record. Alright, bro.
So what I wanted to ask you guys was, like, to talk about, I don't know, like video games, like what your favorite video game was, is like,
Alright, that sounds
currently
cool.
and in the
Are we
past.
doing a list or?
How are we
Yes.
gonna do this? We gonna have like a discussion or?
I think we should do long format discussion. Just throw the whole thing up
Like
on
MLA
YouTube.
format, like I'm writing an essay for class.
Yes, professionally
okay.
speaking. I'm gonna just stop right now. You guys go do your assignments. Come back, and then we're gonna just discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So this is my friend Cameron
Hey, what's
and Jake from work. I love these guys. I have them over all the time. It's like a daily thing.
all the time.
Yeah,
constantly.
all the
I
time.
basically live in his closet.
Yeah, it's kind of sad actually, but
too.
My
still,
parents kicked me out.
he's small, so it
Yeah.
works. That's me.
I guess I got
I'm really
feeble
sorry.
girl hands. All right, let's get popping with this discussion.
All right.
All right,
so,
let's start it off.
Yeah, Jake, what is your deal?
Top favorite game like of all time, or probably like I think it can fluctuate. I think my top favorite game could change. But I think right now, and it has been for the last about 2 years, has been Rainbow Six Siege. I'm playing the crap out of that game. Obviously, I love it because we
Oh yeah.
have made a
Check
few
out the
videos on
channel
it.
for other Jake content.
Real. My favorite game of all time is probably a tie between Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim. Those are just two very solid, very well-made games that have just impacted my life in such a positive way that I don't think I could imagine my life without.
So you're not one of those Call of Duty guys, like
I can enjoy a game of Call of Duty every once in a while, but I can't really get invested in it, especially since the franchise has kind of been going down the toilet lately. As opposed
Last
or
5
against
years.
against this the World War II, which I've really enjoyed what little I've played so far.
It's going back to basics for
Yeah,
sure.
it really feels like an old Call of Duty game. I'm glad there's no more jumping off of walls and laser guns.
And it
stuff.
really, at least for me, it goes back to where I started gaming, at least, and that's Black Ops 1, which, if we're talking about top favorite games of all time, definitely makes the list.
Oh yeah.
100%.
That's
was-
my
that's-
number 2.
That was
Yeah,
a solid
Black
game.
Ops is my number
Absolutely.
2.
That's how I started online gaming, is Black Ops 1 on the PS3.
I didn't get.
Yes.
I didn't even start. I didn't get Wi-Fi until I was probably a freshman in high school. So that's how long.
So
I've
next
been-
year.
Yeah, basically. I don't have Wi-Fi yet.
Okay.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I had this huge gap to where I'm way older than these guys, and I had a Nintendo and played in the 80s. 89 Mario came out. Everyone had one. And then I had this huge gap from like all those 90s, all the early 2000s, up into like 2008 when my friend was like, listen, you have to, and I've told this story on the channel before, you have to play Call of Duty. Like, I don't know why you haven't heard of it, but we had a PlayStation in the house, my roommate had it. I tried.
PlayStation 2?
It was actually the 3.
Yeah, because that's what Modern
And-
Warfare.
Yeah, I was hooked. Modern Warfare 2 got me hooked. It was all the madness, all
It
the
really
kill
was.
streaks.
The 1v1s on Rust.
Yeah, dude. All
That's how you
modded
settle
lobbies.
beef in the days.
Yeah,
Holy
definitely.
cow, 1v1s, yes.
This also goes back to another one of the games that they tried to redo and I feel like recreate many people's childhoods, and mine being included, was making Star Wars Battlefront again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I just
I can really.
See, this is
I can
news to me.
I
I
can
can play
really.
the first or
I
whatever.
can really jive with the original Battlefield.
absolutely.
Those
And
were stellar games.
It's like making what do they call a new version of a movie of an old movie,
Like a
remastered version.
Yeah.
It's like making a new remastered version, like they did that with Vacation and a bunch of other movies, and it's like you keep comparing it without even knowing it to the original.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just hard to actually get in the groove of actually playing the new version without just thinking back to the old over and over and over again, and just
What were the old Star Wars games?
Oh, they were so fun.
they were on the original PS2 and Xbox.
And they were mainly third person, though I like to play in first person. There were options to switch to first person. I just thought it was more fun. But Battlefront 1 is a rather clunky game, but it was just so fun. I would always.
I'm saying you get the 4 controllers, the multi-tap. Remember, you plug the one
split screen.
Well, no, because it's split screen, but you took this thing called a multi-tap, and you could basically it's to plug 4 controllers into.
Oh,
and
weird.
you get 4 boxes on your screen,
and you just go ham.
And
like on each other, like freaking James Bond. What was that first split screen? James Bond.
I know what you're talking about.
GoldenEye, yeah.
I've never played that, but
I've never played that either.
That was.
But if we're going back to the roots, like original Xbox,
that would be mine for sure.
If we're going back to original Xbox, I'd have to say Halo 2 is probably one of my all-time favorite games. But another one of the games that I feel like didn't have like a lot of popularity, which it might have. I was like 4 when this was out, but the game for the Xbox original Mech Assault, I thought that was just an utterly amazing game. That was so fun. It was like robots. You were in these big mechs and you just fought other mechs. And my favorite gameplay aspect of it was on certain game modes when your mech was destroyed, you were in this tiny little like 1/10 of like the size of the mechs. You're just a tiny little person. The only thing you could do was run around, or if you pressed in both thumbsticks at the same time, your guy would just go and spontaneously like
you could suicide.
Yeah, and you'd just be like a puddle of blood that would just like.
That's funny.
And it would like destroy your KD, but I just thought it was fun. I would just every time I'd respawn, I'd just go
and squash your guy.
Yeah,
that's
but
funny.
I don't know. It was a super fun game. I think I'm only saying this because of the nostalgia factor because I haven't played it in so long.
That's something else I want to touch on when you're done. It's the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
go ahead.
Huge.
Is not
No. I don't even know what I was talking about. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
It's one of those games. I feel like you're trying to say it's like if you played it and have the memories of playing it, how great it was. But if you went back
and actually played
it,
it doesn't
exactly,
hold up.
it looks like
that's what happened. I
recently
tried to pick up Halo 3 ODST, and I was like, man, this game used to look great. So I was playing it, and then I got to the first cutscene, and I'm like, man, these people look like they're made out of like
boxes or something.
Yeah, they're made out of like potatoes.
And the lip syncing is always way off. They still haven't mastered lip syncing, but
it's gotten better.
It's gotten so much better.
Like Call of Duty,
like
Call of Duty cinematics are really good.
But the thing is, it's one of those things that when you were playing that game that I was just talking about that you can't go back to playing is it looked so good at the time. In 2008.
In 2008, that was the best Modern
thing.
Warfare 2 was literally like watching a movie.
But I'm still in the goggles because I can still go back to Modern Warfare 2 and just be like, whoa, these graphics are so good.
For the time, they really stand up.
You probably just need to put on your reading glasses. I think that's what it is.
Halo 3 really stands up to the test of time, I think.
I haven't really gone
and
through
I was a
games.
PlayStation guy, so
so you never really had.
I didn't touch on it.
I didn't touch on it either because for the exact same reason.
Bro, I grew up. Literally, the first video game I ever played was Halo 2, and I just remember me and my dad would just run through, and we'd play on very easy, so I just run around punching everybody, and that's how and then
punching people in the back, right?
And like 10 years later, I remember beating the game on Legendary or whatever it was, whatever the Heroic or whatever.
And it felt like they should have opened the TV somehow and gave you a trophy.
That's what I'm saying. That's like fighting Tartarus.
That
was
come over
crazy.
to your house, like personally.
Hand deliver it to you.
Trophy. The nostalgia factor, like when you play a game and it's your first game of that type or your first game in general, that game will always stand out.
It'll always have a
history,
special place in your heart.
and will hold a really high rank on your top games ever.
Yeah.
So even if you went back and compared the current Star Wars with the old Star Wars, you would still rank the old Star Wars higher.
Yeah.
Because it was your first.
But also, I think they're two totally different animals.
Yeah, I mean, whether those are comparable or not, I don't know. But
I think
the
it's
nostalgia
like
factor will always raise the rank of a game.
It's like comparing a Honeycrisp apple to a Red Delicious apple.
Is it really? Is that what it's like?
But to touch on new games, I'm a PC gamer. This might come up in a different video that I've been in, but there's this game Squad,
and I'm Xbox, and Dan's PlayStation.
Yeah, I've always been PlayStation.
I've always been more lenient.
Xbox
I've always been more lenient towards Xbox, but anyway, if I could go uninterrupted,
yes,
Squad is it's a tactical multiplayer kind of MMO, honestly, because it's massive multiplayer online. They can have servers up to like 100 people, and it's like it's kind of like Rainbow Six and Battlefield like had a weird love child,
and that really interests me a lot.
And it's a fun game. It's still in alpha, so I'm really amazed to see where it goes. I'm really excited, but these guys will never know what it's like because it probably won't ever come to console. But a PC game that is coming to console that we've all kind of come to fruition together on is PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which I've been playing with my friends on,
what do you guys
on
think
PC for a while.
PUBG?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good game.
So it exploded in popularity. Everyone
really
bought
did.
it.
It's a fun game, but it's just I'm so bad at it that it just makes it not fun.
Enjoyable.
Like there will be times when I'll do decently, but there will be other times where like I'll drop in, and then as soon as I hit the ground, somebody shoots me in the back
immediately
of the head.
dies. And that's the main drawback for me is the fact that I know I'm not a strategic tactical player, so I'm gonna like die really fast.
Yeah.
And it won't be fun.
My thoughts on PUBG coming to console is I feel like Fortnite is a cartoony kind of PG.
Yeah, what's the comparison there?
It's just basically just a more cartoony kind of.
It's
not
more
as
childish.
big graphic.
It doesn't take
It's not
itself
as
as seriously.
It's not as fleshed out.
I even think it's rated T for teen.
It's only third person. There aren't as many guns. You can't modify your guns. There aren't vehicles. The map is exponentially smaller.
Oh, really? The maps are smaller?
Oh, it's way smaller.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So
but there's more action then.
But Fortnite being on Xbox, I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but being on Xbox games have to be optimized before they can ship, and that's what I like about it. Is it's so optimized,
tight,
so you can run it not always at a decent frame rate, but you get it locked in at like you won't be having crazy stutters like I do.
Yeah. And I've heard the developers also are the makers of the engine too, so that helps the optimization process.
That's how it is with PUBG too. They have their own.
No, they use a different engine.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's Unreal or whatever.
I think I actually know you're right, but PUBG has since recently actually branched off into its own game company. It's PlayerUnknown's like company.
Blue Hole.
It was Blue Hole. Now it's like a sector of Blue Hole called PlayerUnknown.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I just feel like when PUBG comes to console, you're either gonna have to buy a new Xbox, the Xbox X, or
the X.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be good?
No,
I just feel like
the X is a wonderful.
I'm not denying that by any means. I'm just saying people are always saying, "Oh, it's not running right. Oh, it's lagging. Oh, it's not good specs," and they're gonna have Fortnite, which I think can we say that it barely runs on Xbox?
No, it runs well. It runs at least 30 frames consistently.
It does, yeah, but you gotta
What's wrong with it?
I'm not gonna say anything's wrong with it. I just think that people are always talking about it running right.
Well, like I said earlier,
and I feel like if you expand the map, make the graphics better, you're not gonna have a functioning game, and people are gonna be upset about it.
Well,
people are not seeing that far into the future.
Like I said earlier, though, before a game can be released on the console, it's got to be optimized. So they're gonna optimize PUBG to load everything, and it's still in alpha. So we have but granted, it is releasing on Xbox on the 12th of December or something like that.
And I will gladly eat my words and say I was wrong because I have no problem with that. I just feel like people should be addressing this issue, and people aren't realizing that this could be an issue.
Well,
So-
it's going to be optimized for each console. So an Xbox One X is going to be able to run it at, say, 4K, while an Xbox One S or One R, like bar, just regular one.
Vanilla, yeah.
They'll be able to run them pretty similarly. It's just that the Xbox One will, or the One X will visually look better. I think that they'll be comparable, but they won't be the same. And I think people with the X will have an advantage, be it reaction time or being able to see somebody from farther away.
Right. Render.
Yeah, render distance and
Yeah.
LOD and whatnot. But the thing is, with PUBG, it loads the whole map at one time because
Exactly, 'cause
everybody.
you're jumping from a plane, right?
Well, it's not that. It's that everybody. There are hundreds of people, or 800 people on this single map, so the whole thing has to load so people can all like, experience the map without having like weird half-rendered textures or something like that.
So, but what about the popularity of PUBG? Do you think it can sustain
It's
the
a community.
explosive?
It's definitely.
It will definitely. I think it'll only get bigger once it moves over to console because I don't know if I said it earlier, but
You don't
console
think there's
console gaming is expensive, or not console. PC gaming is expensive.
Right.
So once you open it up to the market, you'll open it not only to a younger market, but to a demographic that can't necessarily afford to drop thousands of dollars on
Absolutely.
expensive graphics cards and stuff.
And I also think there's gonna be a bunch of challengers beyond Fortnite
Yeah.
that will come because like I look at PUBG
And there
and I
already
think
is one, and that's why I think Fortnite is so successful, is because it came to console first.
yeah.
It runs.
Well, it's on
It
PC
runs
too.
to what it is. It runs for what it is for. You know what I mean? And it's free.
Fortnite has been on PC and
Why is
console
it
at the
free?
same
Are
time.
they selling
It's
cosmetics?
the closed beta.
But it still made it to console before PUBG.
That's part of its popularity
Exactly.
for sure because it's
And-
accessible.
But yeah, there
What-
are cosmetics.
You just download it and you play it.
Yeah.
There's
Exactly, and
no
what-
paywall.
Exactly.
It's
what
not
can-
pay to
what-
win, but it's pay to look cool, I guess.
Yeah, there's
And
nothing wrong with that.
what can be better than free? You're just talking
Yeah,
about
that's-
how
that's my language.
expensive gaming can
Yeah.
get, and you're gonna have
So that's-
two games here that are. I mean, can we say that they're pretty much the same thing? But one's just gonna be free, and one's gonna be more expensive, but
The
you're gonna
same
get
format,
a bigger.
yeah, there's so
same
many
format.
things.
That's a better.
Yeah,
way
I
to
just
say
want
it.
to
game
say,
type.
I just want to say that I've never seen this map on Battlefield right now, and it looks so fun.
It's
It looks
good,
super
dude.
cool.
Oh my gosh, they did such a good job on these.
They really
The
do.
second
And
and
is
third
this?
DLC.
Do you have the Pro or is it just the regular PS4?
Pro for sure.
Really? You have the PS4 Pro? This
Yep.
this looks excellent, exceptional.
Yeah, it's very
Magnifique.
good. So when it comes to favorite new, old, and current games, what is your fast rundown? Go ahead, Cameron.
What do you mean?
So like top 3.
Top 3 favorite games of all time?
And
Does it
then-
have to be new, old, whatever?
Alright, my top 3 favorite games of all time, probably Fallout New Vegas, Halo 2, and then I didn't really go into it, but Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's a really fun game. It's kind of gone downhill since I started playing with all the ranking and the matchmaking and stuff. That's all kind of goofy now, but it's still a solid game, and it was really competitive, really fleshed out.
Yeah.
And that's definitely
That's
like when you think PC gaming,
You think CS:GO.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, they do have it on the 360, but it hasn't been
You mean one?
updated. Well, yeah,
Really?
but it was originally 360, but
didn't
it
know
hasn't.
that.
Really?
It
I did not know
literally,
that either.
it's in like
I corrected you wrong.
it's in
I
one.
incorrected you.
Yeah.
It's in one of like the earliest stages, so there's like it hasn't been updated since like I don't know 2012, like when it
Right.
came out.
Well, my favorite games
Bam.
have all been Call of Duty, Battlefield, first-person shooters. So,
Yeah.
I obviously like Battlefield 1, but Battlefield 4 still is better to me. I enjoy
Battlefield
that game
4.
more.
I don't own it, but I played it at my friend's house,
Yeah.
and it's a spectacular game.
I love that game.
And what I like about
Balance,
Squad,
the
like
vehicles.
I said, it's Squad is.
Oh, yeah, you were talking
Rainbow
about
Six
Squads.
and Battlefield 4. It really is. And
I'm really excited for that now that you've been saying that. I'm
it's
really
not
excited
coming
for
to
that.
console though.
I'll have to come to your house and play then.
All right, that's cool. I'll probably honestly, low key, I'm about to plug myself. I might start streaming Squad, show everybody how bad I am.
Oh, that
I'll
would be
keep
great.
I'll keep you guys posted on
For sure.
when that goes down. All right, Jake. What about you? Top Actually.
Oh no, yeah, I like the Battlefield games, but Modern Warfare 2 is what brought me to gaming in 2008.
Modern Warfare 2
And it
has
still
got
stands
to
up.
be
I love
one of
that
the
game.
best games ever released.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Yeah, and that company, they split off and did Titanfall, and they still, like, they couldn't compare to themselves when it came to Modern Warfare 2.
I don't think anything will ever compare to Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, and when it came, like, Black Ops, I played Black Ops a whole lot, and that came with, like, the meta game Zombies, obviously, and I played, like, I even have
Did you play
footage.
World of War?
No, I didn't. I jumped straight to Black
Me
Ops
neither.
Zombies.
You didn't
And
play
I
World
love
of War?
Zombies.
I went back and played it after I discovered Black Ops 1.
I remember I beat World at War,
Well-
and I was like looking at the missions. I'm like, wait, what's this? And I saw it was the zombies, and I didn't even see a zombie. I was just the anticipation, because there's like a 45-second window from when you spawn in to when like the wave
you don't
actually
even see it.
starts.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh my god, because back then I was a young impressionable boy. I was easily terrified.
How old are you?
When did
I think
World
I
at War
was-
come out? Like 2000.
World
I
at
think-
War? 2006
I think
or something.
Yeah.
I think I was about 8.
You're a little kid. Like
8
a
or
little
9.
kid.
No, I think you had to, because I was 8 or 9 when it came out.
So I must have been 10.
10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a young, impressionable lad, so it spooked me thoroughly. But
That's like the stuff of nightmares.
Let me correct myself. I didn't. I only played the campaign. I did not play the online of World at War,
yeah, I didn't get into online, like I said, till
which
like
is a
freshman
completely
year.
different breed, I
Yeah,
guess.
I had,
Oh,
to
it's a-
practice,
it's
I had to practice so much before I got online because I was such a
Call
nerd.
of Duty is
The learning
an
curve
easy.
is
It's an easy
intense.
game to master. There's no learning curve on Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it
think.
took me a couple months before
Well,
I
because
could really run and
you
gun.
didn't play since the 80s or whatever you said.
Right,
But
huge
games
gap.
like Rainbow, that's got a learning curve.
Definitely.
That's got a large learning curve,
Oh my
because there's a
gosh,
difference between
That's a
Jake,
tough game.
if Jake and I were to play. The only way I would possibly kill Jake is if I got lucky.
well, I mean, you gotta
Dude,
that's,
your recoil controls on point. I have to say.
I saw a couple instances earlier. Where
I
you
mean,
could've
to be
used
honest,
some-
like, I don't game very much anymore unless it's Rainbow Six.
Yeah, and you're
And-
always playing that. It's every day, unless there's a girl in the picture. So,
which
and
there
that's all-
usually isn't.
so how about you?
I'm
Did you
married to the
say
game.
your top games, Jake?
Well, I think my top games are my first game I ever remember playing, at least, is with my little cousin. For about, I'm not even. This is one of the funny stories. 6 or 7 or maybe 8, playing Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City on the PS2.
Oh my gosh.
While your parents were asleep, so they couldn't see you killing.
Well,
hookers
we were
and
just in
stuff.
the other room,
Yeah,
and they didn't realize how awful that game would be for
young impressionable
yeah,
boy.
yeah, and it was
Oh, very
it was
nice.
definitely great. Obviously, campaign. We didn't even know what that word meant, so we were
Yeah, you
just
just
running
kinda
around
ran- you
shooting
just-
hookers and cops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the real world, though. That was like my last
So it's like
weekend.
squads and my neighborhood mixed together. That's
what I'm
basically
saying.
what that game is.
Yeah.
So you
What
had
about-
Vice City. You had.
Rainbow.
Well,
Rainbow
obviously
Six,
Rainbow's in
yeah.
there,
And then-
but
Would you say that's better than all the games now? Still.
it's just so hard because
Because nostalgia
I
factor.
put my list into first game that I really played and enjoyed, which is Vice City. Number 2 on my list was Black Ops 1, which was the first online game
Multiplayer.
that I've ever
Yeah.
played multiplayer.
Right.
And I remember going downstairs and taking this incredibly long Ethernet cord and from my computer all the way upstairs to my room.
That's crazy.
On the second
Oh
floor.
yeah.
And of course, everyone was mad. No one could use the computer. And I just remember, yeah, get off the damn PS4, or PS3,
Yeah.
sorry. And that was
That was
times,
for
man.
me. That was hours and hours and hours. And I invite my friends over and we play like wager matches.
Some of my fondest memories with my friends aren't even physically with my friends. It's just being online playing
Yeah.
games
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
being on the microphone joking with each other and having a good time. Like
There's
there's no better feeling than being able to connect with somebody, not just physically like in a room with them, but over great distances, over something that you have a shared common interest.
That's what gaming is.
Gaming is the great equalizer between all people. Because behind a screen, you can't tell what somebody looks like. You can't tell what they smell like or what they dress like.
They're just
somebody that you're killing.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, there was such
great.
a huge...
You don't discriminate who you kill. You just kill people. It doesn't matter.
That was one of the revelations I had too. Like when I first started playing, I also started watching podcasts of videos.
Oh yeah.
And I would be able to like watch guys play, and I started to realize like people are way more similar to me than I thought.
That's what
I thought I was the only one with cool clothes. I was the only one with the same haircut. Or whatever tastes and things I enjoy, like the food, the restaurants and stuff. And then I got online, I started seeing these YouTube videos, like it just started, like Hutch and like all the early YouTubers like started posting their gameplay, Blame Truth and so forth. And I was like, these guys are just as cool, they have similar interests, they talk the same as me. And I was really amazed. And I got online and I started like making relationships, like actual like connections with people online.
I just remember coming home from school, this is in like 7th grade, and taking that router upstairs and literally playing, I'm saying every day, from 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. And looking back on how unhealthy that was, like, it blows my mind how...
You have no regrets wasting 7
no,
hours a day.
Never.
I've been playing games for a total of 1 year of my life, and I don't care.
Right, and I think that it's like kind of like people are like, oh, what are you doing wasting your life playing games? Which never, ever, ever made sense to me, because you're talking to people...
You would never be
and bonding with people and communicating with people.
It's different now.
And then the people that say that are sitting watching TV or YouTube.
That is the comparison.
And it's
in
like
sports, dude. People will watch sports.
I love sports too, but
straight.
And then they go, why are you playing that game? Waste your time. It's like, I'm bonding with my friends that I've met.
Yeah, it's a completely different scene. And I don't even have to be playing in the same game with them. I can be in chat with them.
That's what I'm saying. And you can just be...
just hanging out in my house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like hanging out in person, but you don't gotta, like, look at each other.
I mean, think about it like
that's
this.
That's what I wish I was doing right now, Jake. I can't stand the side of you.
Put the blindfold back on and stop complaining.
Yeah, where's it at?
Oh my gosh.
I'll just close my eyes for the rest of this video.
Alright guys, thank you so much for the great discussion. Thanks for coming over. It was awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
It was great, yeah. It was fun.
Was it, Jake?
It's not cussing, it's verbal enhancement. I don't think there's anything
cussing
wrong
is verbal enhancement?
It really is. It's just like putting spices on your pizza. Anyway.
Some people, yeah, I agree. Anyway.
Fuck.
Alright guys, thank you so much for coming. What a great discussion. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great time. Thanks
really
for
fun,
having me over, bro.
Yeah. We should... Alright, well I'm just going to stop it there.
Should we kiss?
Yeah.